name's Trevor Alonzo, and I'm going to review a soundtrack. I feel the need for speed. That's right, I'm reviewing the Top Gun soundtrack. This was one of my favorite soundtracks growing up. It was definitely one of the cornerstone soundtracks of the 1980s. Some people even say it's the greatest soundtrack ever made. The album reached #1 in the US charts for 5 non-consecutive weeks in the summer and autumn of 1986. It was the best-selling soundtrack of 1986, and one of the best-selling soundtracks of all time. But did you know there's 3 different versions of this? I'm going to cover all 3. I'll start with the original release of 1986, then on to each version and how they're different. Okay, everybody loves this soundtrack, but I bet you can only name at least 4 songs on it. Now, I'm not saying you can't name every song in Top Gun, and I know what you're thinking, I can name more than 4, but the first version doesn't have all the songs from the movie in it. This drove me crazy as a kid. I remember checking it out at the library on cassette tape. I thought, this is missing so much. Like, half the songs from the movie are not in this. The original version came out on May 13th, 1986, the same week as the movie. So, let's go in order. Track number 1, Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. When you think of Top Gun, this comes to mind. The band Toto was originally intended to perform the track, but legal conflicts with the producers of Top Gun and the band's lawyers prevented this from happening. Then Bryan Adams was asked to allow his song Only the Strong Survive on the soundtrack and perform Danger Zone. Adams declined any involvement, feeling that the film glorified war, and he did not want to do any of his work for the movie linked to it. REO Speedwagon was also asked to perform, to which the group declined due to it not being allowed to contribute any of its own original compositions for the soundtrack. Corey Hart was also asked to perform Danger Zone, to which he declined, preferring only to write his original songs. Then Kenny Loggins was approached, and the rest is history. It reached #2 on the Top 100 Billboard. It's such an awesome song. It's definitely one of the reasons to buy this soundtrack alone. Everybody loves it. You can't help but crank this up when it plays. But Loggins said Danger Zone was his sole career regret. In an interview, he said, "It doesn't represent who I am as an artist, but I have heard he still enjoys it." And recently, Loggins has confirmed that Danger Zone will be in Top Gun Maverick. Track number 2, Mighty Wings by Cheap Trick. This song rocks, and it plays almost as much as Danger Zone in the movie. It's a pretty good song. Top Gun fans will recognize it right away. This song was going to be released as a second single, but was pushed back for Take My Breath Away. Maybe that affected it from being a huge hit, who knows. And recently on Cinemassacre, they pointed out that this song sounds a lot like Ken's theme, and they even did a combo mix video. I do recommend that you go check that video out. I'm on your mighty wings tonight. Track number 3, Playing with the Boys by Kenny Loggins. When you hear this, you think of shirtless guys playing volleyball. Who knows if this song will be in the sequel. It's an alright song. I don't really skip over it. Track number 4, Lead Me On by Tina Murray. No one really remembers this one. This song was in the bar scene. This is one of those songs no one can name. When listening to the soundtrack, I usually get a minute into the song, then I hit skip. Track number 5, Take My Breath Away by Berlin, aka the love song from Top Gun. This song is such a huge love song power ballad. When you think of this, you think of Maverick and Kelly McGillis. It's a big part of Top Gun. The song was first offered to the motels, but it went to the band Berlin. It went on to be #1 on the Billboard, and won the Oscar for Best Song, and probably one of the greatest love songs of the 1980s. Track number 6, Hot Summer Nights by Miami Sound Machine. I can't figure out what scene this song was in. Nobody remembers this song in the movie, so skip it. Track number 7, Heaven in Your Eyes by Loverboy. This song is decent. It reached number 12 on the Billboard. It's definitely an 80s cheesy power ballad. This song was in the graduation scene in the background, but it's turned down really low. So if you don't recognize it, I wouldn't be surprised. Track number 8, Through the Fire by Larry Green. It's played in the background in one of the locker room scenes. I had to Google it just to see where it played. It's a decent song. Track number 9, Destination Unknown by Marita. I don't remember it in the movie. I sometimes let it play when listening to this CD. Track number 10, Top Gun Anthem by Harold Flatmeyer and Steve Stevens. When you hear this, you think of Top Gun. They use it in the trailer for Top Gun Maverick. This sets up the whole movie. Sometimes I play this song alone. What a perfect way to end the soundtrack. This was the last song on the original release. I know what you're thinking. There are more songs in the movie. Yes, but those were not included in the original soundtrack. And that was the #1 complaint for the original. That was until a special edition was released in 1999, with all the songs from the movie now on this soundtrack. I now own this one, so let's go by the rest of the tracks. The added tracks go from here on out. Track 11, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding. I always thought this was a good relaxing song to listen to. It's in the scene where Maverick talks to Charlie while sitting on a dock near a bay. No pun intended. Track number 12, Memories by Harold Flatmeyer. This one is really sad. It's played in the scene where Goose dies. I can't help but say, Goose! It's still good to listen to. Track number 13, Great Balls of Fire by Jerry Lee Lewis.
Too much love drives a man insane.
This is a great rock classic. They sing it in the bar and grill scene. Such a memorable scene. Track number 14, You've Lost That Loving Feeling by the Righteous Brothers. Why wasn't this in the original release? What a crime! This is one of those songs when you think of Top Gun. I remember this song because of Top Gun. Me and some of my buddies have sang this in high school. Who doesn't know about the bar scene where they sing this to Kelly McGillis? Great song. Track number 15, Playing with the Boys Dance Mix by Kenny Loggins. Why does this exist? Was there a need for a dance version? Like, this is open to too many jokes. So this was the last song on the special edition. So let me cover the third version. Here's where it's just a giant cash grab. Like, try to change my mind, this is all just for getting more cash. The next few tracks are not in the movie at all. This version was released in 2006 on a deluxe edition. So why even add these tracks if they're not in the movie? They already did a special edition. Track number 16, Can't Fight This Loving Feeling by REO Speedwagon. Good song. Track number 17, Broken Wings by Mr. Mister. Good song, but it makes me think of MacGruber. If you know what scene I'm talking about, you know the joke. Track number 18, The Final Countdown by Europe. It's an amazing rock song. It's a great song to listen to get pumped up. Track number 19, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship. Great song, but it reminds me of Mannequin, not Top Gun. Track number 20, The Power of Love by Jennifer Rush. It's a good song, but again, not Top Gun. Okay, so that's every version. It's noted that Rat almost had their song Reach for the Sky for the soundtrack, but decided not to, so their fans won't think that they're all sellouts. A band called ABC saw a rough cut, but didn't like it, so skipped out on the soundtrack. Judas Priest was approached to allow their song Reckless in the soundtrack. declined both because they thought the movie would flop and because it would mean leaving the song off their album Turbo. I wonder now if they regret it once the movie was a hit. I do love the soundtrack, but there are a lot of songs that aren't memorable. If you're going to buy it, I recommend a special edition. The deluxe edition I would skip out on. The original is disappointing because you expect to have all the songs from the movie, and that's the whole point of a soundtrack. The songs that became singles are the best reason to buy it. So I give the Top Gun soundtrack a 7 F-14A Tomcats out of 10. I know some people are going to say I should rate it higher. I love the soundtrack. But there's another movie soundtrack with jets that I love more. Maybe I'll review that soon. Thank you for watching my video.